So, welcome everybody to video number 6 in our series of nakshatras, and of course the 6th nakshatra is Ardra. So, this is going to be all about Ardra nakshatra. Ardra is the only nakshatra that is completely within Gemini. It's in the center of Gemini, so the middle degrees there, and so it basically represents everything that the heart of Gemini represents. Gemini's an air sign. Its ruler is Mercury, and it's mutable. So even though those characteristics aren't specifically associated with Ardra, they are sort of some things that you always have to keep in mind when you're learning about Ardra. You know, the specific characteristics of Ardra, which I will get into, just sort of modify or, you know, mildly qualify these characteristics of Gemini. So it's basically the most Geminian of all the nakshatras. It's Manusya by nature, which means that it's human. Its ruler is the north node, Rahu. So there's 9 planets in the world of nakshatras that rule them, and that's the 6th one in the cycle of 9, sort of in the first cycle. The cycle repeats 3 times, so there's 27 nakshatras, and 9 goes into 27 exactly 3 times. So that's how that works. The symbol for this nakshatra is a human head. So you know, whereas Mrigashira was a deer's head, there's a sign that's a horse's head. This one's the human head. So it sort of goes to show that it has more of mental capacity. Alternate symbols that are sometimes used, like are a teardrop sometimes, and a diamond. So I guess the teardrop just sort of represents the emotion that goes along with human mental capacity, which you don't get from other animals. I mean, humans are the most emotional animal, and yeah, and then the diamond as well. So the animal that rules this nakshatra is a female dog. I believe that's called a bitch, if I'm not mistaken. And then basically the main ideas of this. The myth associated with this nakshatra is that of the destroyer named Rudra. And so basically what happened there, with like the whole story behind that, is that Rudra is the creator of the redemption of sin by dissolving aberrated manifestations back into underlying and unmanifest reality. So it's sort of, you know, if my memory serves me correctly, and it very well may not, Rudra even betrayed Vishnu, like the god of gods, and but yes, you can look that up. And so I shouldn't rely on my memory. Anyway, so it just goes to show you that that Rudra managed to achieve these things through great suffering, and the lesson from that is the moral is that tenderness is born out of great suffering. It's surcharged with water or emotion, like the water signs are emotional. It's sort of the, you know, even though Gemini is an air sign, the Ardra is, you know, has the emotion to show the human capacities of it, and it's also linked with water retention or fat. So the, you know, physical characteristics of people with this nakshatra strong in their birth charts are probably more likely to have weight issues than people who don't. Okay, so some of the traits that people that have strong signs like the sun, moon, or ascendant in this nakshatra, or, you know, even if you could have more than one of them, this would be even more true. But generally, it's you live a sort of a stormy life, stormy events and turmoils that would help you overcome a decaying past. So it's something that, you know, you have you have a lot of problems in life, but you learn a lot from that, and you end up being stronger and have a much easier time later in life. So these are kind of people that would be, happier when they're, really happy when they're in their 60s and 70s because of all the things that they have under their belt. So it's also another characteristic is that of coming to terms with a new life path and remembering past and life lessons, which just kind of adds on to learning from the past and being more content in life. Like, when I say happy, I don't mean jovial as much as just being content and satisfied with your lot in life. So that sort of relates to the teardrop diamond symbols that go along with that. There's often these people experience a total personality change after these issues have been resolved. So after their suffering is over, then they've learned so much from that, and as a result, they change as a being, like, more so than people of other signs, and yeah, spiritual purification is also, can come out of spiritual stress. So there's constant transformation in these people's lives. And generally it's for the better over time, but it's sort of a, change hurts. Nobody likes change, but it is for the better. These people would make great teachers because of the experiences that they've had and how they've managed to overcome that, and understand the Maya, which is the physical world. So they have a great understanding of sort of how the world works, and they're comfortable. They're comfortable with themselves, and they're comfortable in the world because they've been through everything. They know they know everything. The curious and intellectual, so they want to know the causes behind social or scientific interactions. They're like very inquisitive like that. They're kind of like, like children in that respect, always wanting to learn and ask why. But it's in a very good way. And Gemini's, will express this easily by talking a lot and asking questions and trying to sort of talk their way through problems to learn about them. And there's just like, problems with, not negative problems, but like more of a math problem type of problem. Okay, so because they have strong Mercury, which rules Gemini, they're usually pretty good business people because they're smart and they're able to communicate. That combination of things means that you'd be successful in the world of business. So then generally they're very calm and sort of emotionally stable. They're not fools for love, and that would also apply for like, things like temporary elation. Like if they won the lottery, they wouldn't become drunk on like power or anything like that. So, but certainly in a more traditional sense of love as well, that applies. They're good at remembering things. I mean, Billy has strong Gemini, not Ardra specifically, but he can remember little facts and tidbits much better than I can. One little word of caution about these people is they can be very arrogant and selfish because they know that they're smart. Like there's some people that are just kind of wise and they don't, you see it in them, but they don't really see it in themselves. Well, these Ardra people, they can see it in themselves. They've been through a lot. They know what they know, and they know that they're really smart. They're also quite spendthrift. They can, they like to spend money, and again, that's because they feel like they deserve it. They feel like they've been through a lot. They've worked hard to get what they have. And they don't just want to see their bank balance growing. They want to enjoy life to the fullest. They want to they want to do this. Just enjoy the little subtleties and luxuries. So appearance, large with sullen faces, could be I mentioned the water retention in the form of fat earlier, and sullen faces as a result of sort of all the little tribulations they've been through. Eyes are often in rage, that angry eye. And I didn't do it properly, so don't use me as an example. And their hair could be a little bit curly, Not quite as curly as mine. I don't have any Ardra in my chart per se, but a lot of them can kind of be somewhat curly. So thank you a lot for. I guess that pretty much sums up that Nakshatra. Please subscribe and stay tuned for the next video, which Billy will do on Punarvasu. So thanks a lot. Bye bye.